Guys, hello and welcome to Skycurser Daily number 27, where it's our goal to be a better indie dev today than we were yesterday. So we've got some good things on the docket for tonight. We're going to watch Gradius 5 on Very Hard, and then we're going to move over to working on level 2 of Skycurser. So I've been off the last couple nights. I really apologize for that. The main reason is because I've had some mic issues. Hopefully my mic is working better now. I got a new mic, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me a little bit better. And if you can't, just let me know to adjust my volume levels. But I think we're in pretty good shape in that regard. So let me adjust one small thing that I see here. So give me just one moment. I'm noticing a little issue with the camera in the green screen. So just trying to adjust that. I think I got it. Okay, so we're going to be watching Gradius 5, which is, by the way, one of the top 25 shmups of all time, according to the 2014 survey put on by shmups.system11.org. The link is here in the playlist on our YouTube channel. And this is basically a survey that the guys over at shmups.system11.org conduct it every year, and they've been doing it every year since 2002. So we've put together their playlist, and we're going through it, but we're only doing it with permission from the YouTube channels who've given us permission to stream their videos. Right now, we've obtained permission from World of Longplay and permission from Pegboy. We're trying to also obtain permission from several other YouTube channels to stream their content. And up to this point, World of Longplay and Pegboy have been okay with us streaming their content as long as we give them some credit. So what we've covered so far is number 25, Dodonpachi Saiduju. We also covered, looking here, Mars Matrix. We covered R-Type. We covered Batsugan. And we covered Armed Police Batrider was the very last one that we covered. And now we're going to go back a little bit because we did get permission from Pegboy to stream his shmup, which we have one shmup here in the channel, or this playlist, I should say. Gradius 5 on PS2. It's a full run on Very Hard. Again, Gradius 5 PS2, one of the top 25 shmups of all time. So this one actually looks like it's a pretty decent amount of time. It's 1 hour and 12 minutes. I'm not entirely sure if that's the entire game playthrough or not. Okay, I'm getting some feedback from Chris saying the vocals are kind of low. Chris, can you hear me better now? Test, 1, 2, test. I'm also going to mess with my mic settings real quick. So let me see if I can get that. Test, 1, 2, test. Can you hear me? Yo. Test. All right. Totally audible, but I was thinking you could crank the gain on the mic settings just a touch. And that's what I did. I just now did that. I cranked it from 5 to 10. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. All right. So continuing here, Gradius 5 PS2 full run on Very Hard. Again, this is a very long playthrough. It was an hour and 12 minutes. I think what I'm going to do, we'll probably watch a half hour of it at the most, and then head over to Skycurser and continue working on level 2. So the things that we're going to work on for level 2, we're going to probably do some object inheritance for rooms specifically as I'm thinking about them. We'll probably also work on bringing in all of the new sprite artwork that Chris / Skycurser has been working on this whole time. Of course, Skycurser in chat here. So if you know about our project, there's 3 of us indie devs who are working on the project. That's myself, Chris, and Phil. And Chris is in chat as Skycurser. You'll see me in chat if I type in chat as Skycurser dev. So if you have any questions while we're either watching the shmup, AV Freak, we're developing a shmup called Skycurser. And first of all, you'd be able to see it from there. Additionally, we're going to hop on, we're first going to watch one of the top 25 shmups of all time. We're going to watch a half hour of one of them. And then we're going to head back over and start working on the project. So AV Freak, we've been working on the project for a little over a year, and we are just starting work on the second level. We spent a year getting a lot of our techniques down with you know, sprite artwork and with the gaming engine that we're building this in. So we're basically building this in Game Maker Studio, and yeah, we've been doing pretty good. We've had a couple of demos that we've shown the arcade cabinet. And demonstrated the arcade cabinet, and actually had, you know, hundreds of people playing the arcade cabinet. We got to do one here in Indy in Fountain Square, and then we also got to do one in Wisconsin at MGC, and had a lot of good feedback. We took our arcade cabinet, and yeah, it was good to talk to people and just get some their take on what they were seeing in the game. So let's go ahead and watch the full run of Very Hard. Again, this is courtesy of Pegboy. He has a YouTube channel where he does tons of playthroughs. It looks like he does a ton of shmup playthroughs, actually. So thanks a lot again to Pegboy for putting these videos together and giving us permission to use them. Totally grateful for you to you for that. So Very Hard difficulty, Gradius 5. Again, we'll play half an hour here. And if you're wondering, you know, kind of why we're doing the watch on the top 25 shmups of all time, the main reason is so that I myself can do a little bit of research on shmups since we're building one, get some good ideas in terms of fighters, in terms of enemies, in terms of explosions, bullets, movement, background, you know, lots of different pieces here. So one of the main things I like about Gradius 5, and I think I've watched this entire playthrough before, the background is 3D, and even so, kind of how the enemies enter often are in kind of like 3D. They come into the background a lot of times, and then they come into the same plane as the fighter. It's definitely one of the first times, and this may not be the first time that it's actually been done, but it's one of the first times that I've seen kind of 3D backgrounds and objects put into a shmup, which is basically, this is a horizontal scrolling shmup, so it's pretty cool to watch this playthrough. So one of the other things that we do while the playthrough is going on, we go to Wikipedia and we look up the game, and just to get an idea, just get a little bit of information on the game, and what year it was created, who created it. I'm sure a lot of people already know those facts, but then we can also look up things like what levels the fighter is going to be up against, what bosses they're going to be fighting against, some of the mechanics and overall development. So Gradius 5, I'm reading Wikipedia. Japanese developed shoot 'em up video game, published by Konami, of course, specifically for the PS2 in 2004. So apparently, it was actually largely developed via contract by a company named Treasure, and they had previously put work into other games such as Radiant Silvergun and Ikaruga, two other shmups. So I like their use of obstacles here, and then I also like their use of bullets after the obstacles are destroyed. Sound effects are good. Additionally, the power-ups are good right out of the gate. I kind of like the way they do their power-up system. Man, it's so cool how that enemy just comes to the foreground. So obviously level 1 comes swinging right out of the gate. The enemies don't seem to be too tough. I'm sure if I was playing they would be a little bit tougher, but you get a lot of power-ups right at the beginning. The boss is pretty difficult. I mean, I guess we all are also watching, you know, very hard difficulty. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. I like the size of the sprites. I imagine the hitbox is small. I mean, you can tell the hitbox is even smaller than the size of the sprite. Something this game does that every other shmup does that I've watched up to this point. All bullets on top, always, at all times, so the player knows what to dodge. Wow, look at that hitbox. I mean, the very front of the plane is barely taking any damage. Pretty awesome. No sound from YouTube, so I'm trying to get that fixed. So as I'm looking at OBS and how OBS works, they don't actually update my settings until I restart streaming. So I think what we might do, since we're in the middle of a level, or sorry, at the end we just started a new level here, I might stop the stream really quick, see if I can get the audio working, and pull the stream back up. Sorry for the interruption on the stream, but I want to make sure that you guys can hear what I'm hearing. So sorry about that. Give me a minute and I'll be right back.